back once again to the BiGDUG Studios on this rather rainy day. So without further ado, join me down on the mat. So you can either stay on the knees, sitting back on the heels, or if that's a little bit uncomfortable, you can bring the legs out in front of you, or cross the ankles, or just stay on a chair, it's up to you. And I just want you to place the hands just above the knees, either palms facing up or palms facing down. And from here, we're just going to close the eyes. Just taking a deep breath in through the nose, and a big breath out through the mouth. Just becoming aware of your breath. And just letting go of anything from this morning as the body begins to relax. So breathing in and breathing out. Staying with the eyes closed then, just draw a circle with the nose clockwise. Small or as large as you want. Just loosening up through the neck. And taking it anti-clockwise. Just trying to stay relaxed through those shoulders. And bringing the head back to still. Stay with the eyes closed for 2 more deep breaths here. Breathing in. And big breath out. Breathing in. And as you exhale, open up the eyes and bring yourself over onto all fours for me into tabletop position. And from tabletop, just make sure those fingers are open and you're pressing down through the palms. Inhale forward, dip that back. Exhale, round through the back, chin comes to chest. Inhale forward. Exhale round, just give it a good stretch out. Press down through those palms. Inhale forward. Exhale round. 1 more then. Inhale. And exhale. Just hold here in cat. Really feel that stretch through the back. And then return yourself back into that regular tabletop. Just check that those knees are underneath the hips for me. And just pressing down through the palms. Back's nice and flat. Drawing those shoulders away from the ears, pressing down, engaging through that index finger. For 5 more. That's 4, 3, 2, 1. And just relax slightly. Take the knees to the outside edge of the mat. Bring those big toes together. Push the weight back and come into child's pose for me. Extending those arms out in front. Just relaxing it down. Just becoming aware once more of the breath as you breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Just let the body sink into the mat. Two more breaths then. And then when you're ready, return yourself back into that tabletop position, straighten off the knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips and come into downward facing dog. So once you're in down dog, just bend the knees one at a time. Let's just start warming up through those legs. Taking the hips side to side if that feels good. And bringing those feet back to still for me. Remembering if you need to, you can always keep the knees soft here. And then from here, you're just going to walk the feet through towards the hands for me to bring yourself into that forward fold. From forward fold, inhale to halfway. So hands can come to the shins, or if you're feeling that little bit more flexible, fingertips can touch the floor. Back is nice and flat, tailbone presses up. Exhale to round it down for me, just relax. Soften the knees if you need to. Inhale half. Exhale to round. 3 more then. Inhale. And exhale. Last 2. Inhale. And exhale. Last one then, inhale. And exhale for me. So just taking those feet a little bit further apart, just so you've got a little bit more of a stable platform, and just rock it forward into the toes and back to the heels. So remembering, if the fingers don't come to the floor, you can always rest the hands just on the top of the thighs. You can hold onto a chair, whichever makes you feel more comfortable. So just transferring that weight forwards and backwards. Inhaling to come forward and exhaling to take it back. And then return yourself back into that center position for me, before taking the right hand across towards that left leg, foot or floor, and the left arm extends up towards the ceiling. Fingers point up and gazes up to that left hand, unless that's really uncomfortable, and you can stay looking towards the floor. Taking a breath in, let's switch sides, and on the exhale, that right arm goes up towards the ceiling. So remembering, you can keep those knees soft. Inhale here, let's bring that right hand across to the left foot. Exhale, that left arm up. And last time then, switching sides. Don't worry if the twist isn't very much, it doesn't matter. And then from here, bring both hands back down into the front of the mat for me. You're going to bring them around behind you. I'm just going to turn sideways on. Keep those knees nice and soft, feet about hip width apart, and just lift those arms as high as you feel comfortable with. Just to give yourself a stretch through the shoulders, the chest, the back. 2 more breaths here then. And if you want to, you can add a sway to the left and to the right. Stay perfectly still in the center. And from here, as you inhale, bring the hands back down behind, unlink the fingers, and bring yourself back into that tabletop position for me then. So making sure once more, knees are under hips, wrists are under shoulders. We're going to take one more round of cat and cow then. So inhale forward, dip that. Exhale, pull that belly in, chin to chest. Arch the back, press down through the hands. One last one, inhale forward. And exhale round for me then. And coming back into that regular tabletop position. Now you can either draw the knees closer together, or you can leave them hip width apart. You're just going to sit back onto the heels for me. And once you're there, take a deep breath in. Bring the arms up overhead. From here, drop that right arm behind you, so you can either ease it back with the left hand, or if you're feeling a little bit more flexible, bring that right hand to the front of the left shoulder, link the hands and lift the chin. You don't have to, you can just stay giving a little stretch to the triceps by easing it back. Your choice. So chin is off the chest if you have got the fingers linked. That way, or bring that left hand to the front of the right shoulder, link the fingers and lift the chin. So still remembering to breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. 2 more breaths here then. And then when you're ready, just release that arm, give it a little bit of a shake. Let's inhale the shoulders up to the ears and exhale them back. So inhale them up, exhale back. 2 more then. Inhale and exhale, last one. And exhale. So let's just bring them forward then. Inhale them right up to the ears and circle forward. So bring them up and circle forward. 2 more then. And circle forward, last one. And circle forward, just give them a shake out for me. Just bring the hands together in front, and then all we're going to do here is just circle those wrists around for me. So don't worry if the hands don't stay together the whole time, it doesn't matter. And if you find them a shake. Let's bring the hands down to the mat then. Back into that tabletop position. So just take the knees about hip width apart. Place the fingers to point towards each other, about shoulder width apart, and fingers are spread for me. You're just going to rock side to side. Just giving a stretch through those wrists and forearms. Especially good if you've been on a computer or keyboard of some sort all day. Just pressing down through those palms. You don't need to take it too far. Last one then. Bring it back into center and turn those fingers then to point towards the body. So don't worry if the hands don't come all the way around. It doesn't matter, just take them as far as you feel comfortable with. Again, fingers are spread. And you're just gonna sway forwards and backwards. So not too far once again on this one. So inhaling forward, exhaling back for me. And bringing it back into still. So we've got one more then for the wrists. Turn both hands to point away from the body. Then keeping that right hand on the floor with the fingers spread and the weight in the right hand, just place the back of that left hand on the floor. And you're just so making sure then the weight stays in that left hand for me. Right hand's getting the stretch this time. Two more then. And let's turn both hands back down to face the right way and just sit it back onto the heels, or you can sit onto the bum. We're going to take the hands out to the side. So shoulder height with the arms for me if you can, and you're just going to turn the palms forward and just open and close them completely as much as you can and as fast as you can. You should find that at some point one of them will slow down slightly, so don't worry. We've got 10 more seconds then. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just let those arms relax down by the sides. Give them a shake. You can give the whole body a shake if you want to. Come back into tabletop for me then. So from here, tuck those toes once more and come back up into downward facing dog. So hips are nice and high. Just giving it a breath or two here. If you want to bend those knees, you can. Just marching it out. Totally up to you, or you can just stay nice and still, whichever you feel comfortable with. And then just a little bit of mobilization through the spine as you inhale. Let's come forward into that plank position. And as you do, just make sure these wrists are underneath the shoulders. So if you need to move the hands, you can. And if you need to drop to the knees and untuck those toes, just lift the feet up. Perfectly all right. Whichever you want to do today. So pressing down through those palms in whichever position you're in. And then wherever you are, inhale to lift the hips and return yourself back into downward facing dog. So again, if you need to move those hands and feet a little bit, go ahead. 2 more breaths here then. And once more then, to roll it through into that high plank for me. Remembering if you need, drop to the knees and just lift those feet. Keep that belly pulled in nice and tight. 2 more breaths then. And when you're ready, if the knees aren't already dropped, drop them down. Bring yourself back into that tabletop position for me then. So just making sure the wrists stay underneath the shoulders. Just extend that right leg out for me, and tuck the right toes. Give a press to the right heel. Forgot which was my right and my left there. So just giving a little stretch through the calf muscles on the right. And then draw that knee back in. Switch sides for me. Left one goes out. Tuck the toes. Gentle press to the heel. And bringing it back in for me. So once more then, either sitting it back onto the heels, or if that's too uncomfortable, stay on the knees or halfway up, whichever you feel better to do. Inhale to bring the arms up overhead. Exhale to drop them to shoulder level as you twist to the left. And that left hand comes to the floor as the right one rises up. And again, if you've got any problems getting to the floor, use yourself a yoga block or a cushion or anything just to bring that floor back up to you. So gaze is up to that right hand. And as you exhale, bring the right hand back down to the thighs. So inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale to drop to shoulder level, twist to the right, right hand comes down, left one reaches up. Gentle twist here through the torso. If you want to keep that elbow bent, you can. Then once more, bring both hands back down to the thighs for me. And when you're ready, come back into that tabletop position. Take the knees to hip width apart, tuck the toes, and come once more into downward facing dog. From down dog, you're going to walk the feet towards the hands for me. Doesn't matter how you get there, just make sure the feet are by the hands. And once they're there, bend the knees and bring the bum down to the mat for me. So you may need to scoot down a little bit. Just keeping those feet nice and flexed. If you find it's too much to keep the legs straight, just pop the blanket underneath them, give yourself a little bit of support. Otherwise, placing the hands just down behind the shoulders, whichever way the fingers point is totally up to you. Pulling up through the quad muscles in the thighs. Gaze is forward, chin is off the chest. Try not to stick the chest or the bum out. So trying to keep that spine nice and neutral for me. Shoulders stay away from the ears. And concentrating once more on the breath. And then just relax slightly. Bring this left foot across to the outside edge of the right one. So you can just leave it here if you want to. Left hand is going to come down underneath that left shoulder, and the right hand can either ease that left leg across, or you can bring that right arm to the outside edge of the left leg and take a gaze over that left shoulder. Keeping that right foot flexed. Two more here then. And as you exhale, return everything around to the front. Uncross, extend both legs out. Before taking the right one across, right hand stays down underneath the right shoulder. Left hand comes across to ease that right leg, or bring in that right arm to the outside edge of the left arm, sorry, to the outside edge of the right leg, and looking over that right shoulder. So just giving a little twist here. Try not to hold your breath. And then when you're ready, return yourself back around to the front. But you're going to extend the legs out and just bring the soles of the feet together. So just sitting up as nice and tall as you can. Thread the hands underneath those shins and place the hands on the front of the feet, or as close to the feet as you can get, and just walk the bum back a little bit. Then as you inhale, just hinge forward a little bit for me to feel that stretch in the lower back. And then as you exhale, just take it down as far as you feel comfortable with. So it's perfectly fine if all you want to do today is just give a little hinge forward. We're aiming for that stretch in the lower back. So gaze is down towards the mat for me, just to keep that neck nice and long. Remembering, inhale to hinge forward, exhale just to drop it down. 2 more breaths here then. And then when you're ready, unwind everything. Come back to seated, extend those feet out for me before placing them down onto the floor about hip width apart, and slowly roll it back, pulling that belly in. So gaze is forward for me. And once you're onto the floor, just walk the heels a little bit closer to the bum, Take the arms in that crucifix position, so out to each side, so making yourself look like a T, and drop both knees over to the right side, or as far as you can go. Just giving a twist through that torso. You may find a slight stretch through that left side of the quad and hip. As you inhale, let's take it to the other side. So both knees go to the left then. Arms stay exactly where they are. And then this time on the inhale, bring both knees to point back up to the ceiling as the soles of the feet come back onto the floor. Arms come down by the sides. You're going to draw both knees into the chest for me, hugging them in nice and tight and give a rock side to side. Coming back into centre as you inhale, roll up all the way back to seated and swing yourself around and draw those heels in nice and close to the bum. Now remembering, if you need to, you can keep those feet out in front. From here, take a breath in, and as you exhale, hinge forward for me, bringing the hands down once more to the mat. Just creating a bend in that lower back, relax through the shoulders. If you want to here, you can take the head side to side, or you can nod it up and down. You can just stay with it nice and still. Now remembering, if you need to, you can always bring blocks, you can bring pillows, cushions, and you can just rest your arms on there. You don't have to take yourself all the way to the floor. Two more breaths here then. And then when you're ready, walk the hands back towards you and place them by the sides. From here, give that little right elbow a little bit of a bend as you reach over with the left arm for me, really extending it through the side. Just make sure this left leg stays down. And try not to hold your breath here. Let's switch sides for me then. So left hand comes down, right one stretches out, and again, if you need to, bend that left elbow for me. Once more to each side, then place the right hand down, stretching over with that left. And bringing the left back down, stretching over with the right. And bringing that one back down for me. Extend those feet back out in front of you if they're not already there. And you're slowly going to roll it back down to the floor. So pulling that belly in. Remembering, if you need to place the feet on the floor to do that, you can. So just coming all the way down to the mat. Taking those feet about hip width apart and just letting them fall open here. Taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just close those eyes for me. Just feeling the body becoming heavy as you sink into the mat. Relaxing through that face. Let the jaw become soft and feet fall out to the sides. Breathing in and breathing out. Just concentrating on the breath. Letting go of any tension. breathing in and breathing out. And then staying with the eyes closed, start to bring your attention back to the body, starting with the feet by moving the toes, just wiggling them around, bringing the attention back up through the legs, towards the belly as it rises and falls, up through the chest, across the shoulders, down through the arms, through the hands, and all the way to the fingertips, which you can move. 2 more long deep breaths here. When you're ready, open up the eyes and slowly bring yourself to seated. And once you're up, you can either stretch those feet out in front, sit yourself back on a chair, or you can draw those heels in nice and close to the body. Just rest those hands on the thighs for me. Hands up or hands down, your choice. And then just close those eyes. Staying with the breath and the sounds around. Just letting go of any tension from this morning. Just feeling relaxed as you go into the afternoon. Breathing in and breathing out. Staying with those eyes closed. Starting to return your breath to normal as you breathe in and breathe out. And then when you're ready, open up the eyes, bring the hands to the heart. Namaste. And thank you for joining us this lunchtime. We'll see you next week on Tuesday at 6 o'clock or next Wednesday again at 12:30. Until then, stay flexible and stay safe.